Hello everyone, Jacques from Dapper Shaves. Straight razor shave today. I haven't used my bore brush in some time, so we're going to use that. That's currently floating there like a fish. Master Soap Creations. Very nice soap. I've used this one once or twice. I've been using Badger brushes, so that's why the switch to this one. I haven't used it in some time. Also, I haven't used this specific soap with that bore brush, so that's the other thing on soaps. So, Prarazo, finished, nearly finished. This is what I use in my shower. How's your soap tracking? Let me know. We're going to talk and shave with a Dovo razor today, so I'm going to do a bit of a show and tell. I've got a couple of razors here, so if you stick around, watch the video end to end. I'll show you a couple of Dovo razors while I talk about them. The razor I'm going to use today is a restoration project that came in. It's a Dovo 300, and this one was made by Fritz Bracht. It's a German razor. I'm going to take it out the box. Here we go. This is the razor. There we go. This is a 5/8 razor. On the front it says hollow grind, ready for use, with the model number on there, the 300, and then Fritz Bracht German Solingen on the back. So I'm going to put this to the side and I'm going to start lathering. Pretty much a dam brush, light strokes, load as much product as I can. So Dovo was founded on the 1st of November in 1906. So that's 3 years after King Gillette started making safety razors. So Karl's a quite common name in German, so the two founders is Karl Dorp, and the other fellow is called Karl Arthur Woos. So they took the first two letters of each surname and combined it to come up with Dovo. So that's the name. They made razors until 1939. So both these gentlemen wanted to retire, so they left business management to one of their sons. That was in 1935, I think. And in 1939, the Karl Dorp was really dissatisfied about how his son is running the business and how it was going backwards, and they wanted to retire. So in 1939, he withdrew the business management from his son, and he sold a portion of the business to Fritz Bracht, who was already making razors and knives for the last 20 years. Obviously well respected and knowing what he's doing. Okay, so as time moved on, I think 5 years, then Karl dies, sad. Got a business, wants to retire, lives 5 years and then he dies. In any case, so I must just get the dates right, and I've got some notes, sorry. So on the 30th of January 1945, yeah, so Dorp dies in 44, and this is pretty much during the Second World War, end of the Second World War, beginning of the end. Fritz buys the remaining shares from the other son, Paul, who inherited, obviously. So Fritz Bracht now owned Dovo, lock, stock and barrel. I really like the soap from Nando. Master Soap Creations, also a very subtle scent. I'm going to put down this for a second. So Fritz Bracht was already selling products for many years in Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Austria, Switzerland, through his own brand, Branderay. So if you see any of the Branderay razors, they're also quite nice to collect. But what he did subsequently, and I've unfortunately got no other history, so if you have and can add to the story, please let me know. So I don't know when Fritz Bracht passed away, but the Dovo company obviously kept going. And during that period, they acquired a couple of businesses. So in 52, they acquired Tennis. The famous Tennis brand. And in 57 they acquired Bismarck, the famous Bismarck brand. And in 1968, Harkopf. So Harkopf was making scissors, hairdressing scissors. They also acquired 1 year later Krompunt. They're also making razors, German company. And they acquired Fontana in the 70s, 1970. So this razor I really enjoy. I generally shave with larger razors. So on that, maybe quickly, questions about, what's the best size to start with. For me, the best size to start with is a 6/8 razor. Something slightly larger, a larger blade. It's easier to find your angles than with a smaller one. Smaller one's got a whole lot less margin for error. And in 73 they acquired Hips and Hermes, which was selling pedicure stuff, so they were really getting into the beauty stuff and products, not just razors and knives and cutlery. So for me this is fundamentally against the grain path on my first. They also acquired in 1996 Merkur, the safety razor company. So Dovo has been around for some time. They've been making good quality product, which I want to bring to the next point. If you read forums, a lot of guys give Dovo a lot of stick because of quality control and various other things. So quality control is going to be an issue with all mass-produced razors, not just Dovo. TRC Sart, Bowker, all of these boys, especially on the non-premium stuff, you're going to have some issues. I also believe a lot of the folk are still learning honing. Because no razor is dead straight. There's always some little areas that's a fraction higher and so forth. So if you know what you're doing, those little deviances is not going to be an issue. So as I promised, let me quickly maybe show you another razor. Sorry, show you a vintage. This is a Dovo 24 vintage. It's got a nice inlay on the scales, some nice bolsters with their logo on. Sorry, the light's not great. This one is a square point. Originally the tang and the spine had a black coating on, and there's still some remnants of that between the scales. That was the look Fritz Bracht was looking for. This is also one of his razors from the same time period. I just want to put this out the way. So keep my skin hydrated, and let's just quickly rehydrate my neck. I've been talking a lot. So in 2000, I think, was it 2000? No, it was later. In 2020, Dovo filed for bankruptcy. So since then, Dovo online still selling razors. There's no word on what happened. What I think what's happened is they are selling off all the stock they have as part of the bankruptcy, and then I think it's going to be that. Mercury's run independently and always has. They didn't put in money. I know there's been some antique Dovo razors that's been going on auction, which they found in warehouses. So I think that supports my belief that they're looking to sell off everything they have during this bankruptcy. I hope I'm wrong. Would be nice to see them make a comeback with some really awesome stuff. So this little 300's a very nice shaver. Really enjoy the performance of it. This razor I finished, for those that follow me, on a black Arkansas with a Zana and a Guru progression. Very comfortable edge. Very smooth, very skin friendly. Won't grab at the skin, but it mows down hairs. So that's a brief history of Dovo. When I started, Dovo was my go-to razors. partly because it was the only really known brand back then for me available in South Africa. Very happy with the razors I have. Let's have a look at another one. First pass, mostly against the grain. This side of my face is always easier, so no issues here. A little bit of my neck, chin obviously, upper lip will do a full pass. This is my difficult area, but a very good result. I just need to clean up here and in my neck. So we'll do that on a second pass. A modern razor. A Dovo Bergischer Lau. .5/8 razor, worked spine, gold edge, Spanish point, water buffalo horns, horn scales, pinning, a really nice little razor. It's one of the very thinnest grind razors you get, takes a killer edge, shaves very, very well. Shoulderless design. Jumping at the bottom, no jumping at the top. I actually have got a vintage Bergischer Lau, which I forgot to take out. Hang on one second. Oh, hang on, it must be in the same bag. Yes, it is. Here we go. Here we go. This is the vintage Bergischer Lau, a Dovo. There's their logo, square point. This is a 6/8, fundamentally NOS, what was NOS when I got it. It's got a dozen shaves or so on it. Let's hit the second pass. So this little badger brush has done more than 700 shaves for a very long time. This was my only brush, lathering only tobacco. There's still some left there. We'll use my post shave. I've also got a small little 4/8 Dovo, I'll show you shortly. Also from the same time period. Also made by Fritz Bracht. When you have a natural stone edge, a good quality one, you can increase the blade angle quite significantly because it's not going to be a grabby edge like a synthetic. So especially on the tougher areas, where you want to get really, really close, you can increase the blade angle. This is where a good quality soap will also shine. Full pass. Always important, as light as possible pressure, always just try and take off the soap. And then if you really want to get underneath your nose, you can go and hit that area. You'll see I do a bit of buffing. For me, if I want to get a BBA shave, even with a safety razor, I need to do a little bit of buffing in the difficult areas. Here's that little 4/8 I've talked about, also NOS, also Fritz Bracht, for the strakken baard, for the toughest beard on the blade face, little French point on it, neat little razor, also shaves fantastically. I've made myself a lot of work, all these razors, it's very humid in this bathroom. Every time I take one out cold, I can see how the condensation forms, so I need to strap and clean them before I put them back. Really enjoying this little razor, just a bit more focus. Well, not really, with if you've got good skill, don't hope I jinx myself. With good skill and a smooth edge, you really need to be quite careless to make a little mistake, or one that's going to have consequences. Obviously, I've shaved my neck, there's nothing left. I've got one more modern razor I want to show you, but I'll do this after this pass. Let me show you how I open up the blade angle. It's not the greatest thing for the edge, but if it's well set, well defined, and you only do it as a cleanup and you strap properly, I've really never had issues. So that's the 2-pass shave with the Fritz Bracht Dovo 300. Really happy with it. The Dovo Bismarck, obviously based on the famous Bismarck brand, which they acquired in 1957. This is a 6/8 razor, fox mother of pearl, shoulderless, thumb notch, round point, gold detailing. Exceptional value for money. If you ever want to buy a good quality razor for really good money, this is definitely one to get. So I want to just move the rest of the razors out of the bathroom. 2-pass shave. Most important thing now is maintenance on this blade. So very hot water, as hot as my hands can handle, using my fingers in a strapping motion away from the edge, making sure the blade face and edge is all soap free. Give that a quick wipe down, and then you know, my Hair dryer routine, I'm not going to do that, we're pushed for time. Post shave, most important thing after a shave. You don't need another product. You just need a proper soap. Right, rinse the brush. There's nothing really I can add to the Dovo story. You can stretch it out as much. Oh, there's one thing I want to add. You'll see with the company and Fritz Bracht acquiring companies, buying scissor stuff, they were very focused, or he was very focused in the 60s, 50s and 60s around hairdressing. So scissors, stuff like that. It was very fashionable during that time, hairdressing. And that reminds me of somebody else. Sato-san in Japan, exactly the same or similar story. Also a very famous guy. He was maybe a bit more famous than Fritz. But same thing, hairdressing schools, razors, scissors, pedicures, the whole beauty thing. Okay, so I'm going to use the hydration gel from grooming department. This is my go-to stuff. Really love this a lot. Can't wait for my next bottle to arrive. This is really good quality stuff. Hopefully Nando is working on something to add to his range so that we don't need to import anymore. Nando. Hello Nicky Piggy. My 11-year-old decided to come and join me on a shave. Ta-ta. So that's another shave. I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something on it. If you've got Dovo razors, tell me what you have, what you like about them, what you don't like about them. Just keep things respectful, and then I'll see you soon on another shave. Oh no, also MAC, this is the witch hazel splash, so let's just quickly add that. I like the witch hazel, and you need to use what you have. So give this a good shake. This is already absorbed into my skin, still slightly moist. 3 or 4 drops. Cover all of the pretty areas, so that's everywhere. And there, I'm done. See you on the next one.